So I think an experience that we've all gone through is that when you listen to a recording of your own voice, you inevitably hate it. It sounds weird, that's not how you hear your own voice, and you feel a bit awkward because is that how other people hear me? But that's inevitably something that we all have to deal with, and there's a very good reason for that. You see, when you speak, there's of course, on the one hand, the sound that you actually project, but there's another part of that sound that actually gets propagated through the inside of your own head, through the vibrations of your bones and your tissue and your skin and so on, that actually allows for a lot of frequencies to enter your ear. But those frequencies actually don't really reach very far through the air, and they're also not very easily captured by devices like a microphone or your phone camera and so on. And whether you want to or not, the same thing happens when you play your violin. And so that's why I think it's so absolutely essential to record yourself for objective feedback. You should try to find a way to, fit that habit of recording yourself during your practice sessions, because it's undoubtedly extremely useful. And it's basically, when you're by yourself, is one of the only ways in which you can get some honest, objective feedback. But of course, one thing is to just listen to a recording of your own practice and then end up hating it like you do with your own voice. And another thing is to learn how to use that recording productively and properly. And that's where I like to use one of the most useful frameworks that I use in my current practice today, and I've used it for many, many years, and that's the teacher-student dynamic. Now, you see, when I'm teaching a student, of course, I'm the teacher, the student is the student. And by the mere dynamic of our relationship, I'll be telling the student what he needs to do, what he should repeat, how he should practice, do this again, do that one better, do this one like this, or do it like that. But when he's by himself, or even when I'm by myself, there's no teacher to tell me what I should do, how I should do it, or the best way to reach my objective. And at that point is where I actually like to implement this framework to actually have a productive practice session. And it's something I recommend also to all my students. And the way it works is a little bit like this. You have to be able to basically divide yourself into two. There's Gabrielle the teacher, and there's also Gabrielle the student. And they're both occupying the same space. So on the one hand, you are actually practicing, you are playing, you're trying to finish the piece, trying to achieve your objective. But then on the other hand, you have this other fraction of your brain who's actually objectively observing what's happening. And then it's that one that's going to give the orders to the student part of your brain, and your student, or the student part of your brain, has no other option, no other choice but to follow those instructions. And in my opinion, one of the most useful tools that you can have in your repertoire to actually be able to separate those two parts of your brain is your recording device. When you listen to it, when you listen to your recording, don't listen to it with the state of mind of, oh my God, it sounds so horrible. Is that really how people hear me? But actually listen to it as if you were listening to your own student. And then with that state of mind, you're actually going to be able to tell him, yourself, what you should do, how you should do it, and what your next steps should be. So don't underestimate the importance of recording yourself. And from today, start making that one of the main objectives during your practice session. It doesn't even have to be the entire practice session, but just make it a point to take a few minutes to actually record yourself and then listen to it objectively, so that you can give yourself an honest feedback and an honest assessment of what your next steps should be in order to turn the sounds that are coming out of your violin into the music that you want to make. So go ahead, give that a try. And as always, let me know down in the comments how it goes.